Hey friends, welcome back, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Tiffany. Happy Tuesday. So it is Tuesday. Alice just forced the camera into my hand and said, we need to vlog today because the girl has some things to show you all. So I will get to that momentarily, but I just wanted to open up the vlog and say hello. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon. We are finished with school. Jackson's finishing up his math right now, but other than that, we are done with school for the day. Today we are diving into, or we're starting to dive into, in our unit study of History's Mysteries, we are diving into, how many times can I say diving into? We are starting some research on the assassination of John F. Kennedy. So that was interesting to get our day going this morning. Will loves and is kind of obsessed with the, as bad as that sounds, like he's just very interested in that aspect of history. He's very knowledgeable on that, so I told him he can have more talks with the kids when he gets home from work today and kind of fill them in on what he knows as well. But school's done. Alice is in the midst of doing some crafting. I'm sure you're not surprised. But she wants to show you something she bought yesterday, something I bought for her yesterday, and then something she's decorating her room with right now that we got at the Peddlers Mall. So I guess that's something else I bought for her yesterday. Did you finish it?
No.
Not yet. Okay, we'll show them all in just a minute. What? Yeah, we will in just a second. She's biting at the bit here to show you what's sitting next to me. My battery's dying. Hold on. All right, there we go. Fresh battery. Good as new. First of all, I want to thank everyone for submitting questions for our Q&A video that went up yesterday. It's the video before this one, if you want to go back and watch that. It is an hour long, but we tackle a ton of different questions for you. And if you're just dying to know why we started homeschooling, or how we met, or what our future plans are, or what the kids' future plans are, then head on over there and give that a watch. It was really fun to sit down with Will and record that, and I just appreciate all the feedback we've gotten on it. And like I said, just for those of you who submitted questions, because without questions, there would be no video. How about a reading update? How's that sound? So the last vlog I did, I told you that it was the end of August vlog, and I had finished 27 books in the month of August, which is insane to me. The last 2 books that I finished, I got an advanced listener copy of An Introvert's Guide to Life and Love. So that one I listened to. It doesn't want to focus. Hold on. So I listened to that one. It doesn't come out until September 16th. I gave it a 3-star. It was cute. I enjoyed the characters. It was a slow burn romance, and the relationship between the main female character and her grandfather was really sweet. So I enjoyed it. Again, 3-star. And then last night I finished Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn. Gave this one 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. That one focuses on the female main character who works in a setting where everyone is married, and she was recently divorced and she wanted to fit in, so she lied and said that she was also married. So as they turn that into, essentially she gets sent off to an 8-day marriage camp with her fake husband. So her best friend's brother steps in and says that he will be her fake husband for the week. And the banter and the comedy in this book was hilarious. I laughed out loud multiple times. As they go through the week at this marriage camp, they start to get closer, as you can imagine, and it's all about how their relationship evolves over the course of this week. So I highly recommend that one. It was a great summer read to end off, like as I'm heading into my fall reads and books. That was a great one to end the summer reading on. So highly recommend it. If you haven't given up on summer books yet, check it out. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Currently reading, let me see, A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking by T. Kingfisher. So that one I just started. I'm literally like 6 minutes into it, so I couldn't tell you anything about it. The book itself is, it says 14-year-old Mona isn't like the wizards charged with defending the city. She can't control lightning or speak to water. Her familiar is a sourdough starter, and her magic only works on bread. She has a comfortable life in her aunt's bakery, making gingerbread men dance. But her life is turned upside down when she finds a dead body on the bakery floor. An assassin is stalking the streets of Mona's city, preying on magic folk, and it appears that Mona is the next target. And in an embattled city suddenly bereft of wizards, the assassin may be the least of Mona's worries. So I thought that sounded fun, kind of cute for, again, just the fall reading season. Let me know if you've ever read this one. I've heard good things about it. It has pretty decent ratings on Goodreads. It currently has an average of 4.06 rating on Goodreads. So it's usually a good indicator that it's going to be a good read. Anything above 4, I'm like, usually will jump onto. I'm also starting Flawless, which is the first book in the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver. This one I am reading on my Kindle app. I started it last night in bed. I'm just on the first chapter. This one has an average rating of 4.03. So another one that I think is going to be a good hit. Very positive ratings on that one. So 2 books that I'm currently working through, and we'll let you know once I finish those up how they are. Okay, so Alice wants to introduce you to Fred. This is Fred. Fred is the 5-foot skeleton that she purchased for herself from Walmart yesterday. She's been wanting a skeleton of her own for a while. Is he awkward? What is happening here? He's got a very slim waist, this one. She dressed him in Beetlejuice pajama pants and one of her tank tops. And yes, named him Fred. So how are you liking life, Fred? Anyway, so that's the first thing she wanted to show you. So welcome to the family, Fred. We're glad to have you. The second thing I bought her yesterday is a pair of white Doc Martens boots. We found them at Goodwill for $10. They are a $130 pair of boots if you were to buy them brand new, and they're in wonderful condition. As you can see, like, she wiped them down with a wet wipe and they're in great condition. She is painting them, so she painted Cartoon Lydia on it, on that side, and then showed them the tongue. She's doing the Beetlejuice stripes, and then she's got the sketch of Beetlejuice on this one. You can't really see it very well, but she's going to paint Beetlejuice on this side. So I told her since we didn't spend a ton of money on them, she could go ahead and paint them. She has also painted, like, on her Converse shoes, and she has 2 pair of Converse. She's painted those as well. So I just figured, why not let her enjoy making these her own? So that's the newest project that she's working on. And then while we were at the antique mall yesterday, they had some of these window clings for super cheap. They're just from Dollar Tree, but they were cheaper at the antique mall than they are at Dollar Tree. So she picked up some of those as well to put on her window. As well as this drawing that she taped to her window and this balloon that she taped to her window. I don't understand, but it is what it is. Go ahead and take care of your trash. Oh. And then Dollar Tree had Beetlejuice socks. So I bought her a pair and her best friend a pair. So they have matching Beetlejuice socks. You haven't even opened them yet. Oh. Careful. You don't want to stretch out the fabric. So we've got AHG Trail Life tonight. So she needs to take a shower here momentarily and get ready for that. We leave the house at like 5:15. The lighting in here ain't great. Making tacos tonight at some point, or this afternoon, so that way people can eat whenever they can. I don't know when Will's gonna be home from work. He should be home in time to leave for the meetings as a family. We're also picking up my friend's daughter to take her to the meeting because they have somewhere else to be tonight with their son. So she asked if we could take her daughter, and I was like, of course. So here's the socks. Very cute. Just a little Beetlejuice. Yeah. They're cute for $1.25, not too shabby. I don't think we've seen Beetlejuice socks at Dollar Tree before.
No, that's why I was shocked they had them.
Yeah, so that was exciting. An update on her Doc Martens. You've seen that side, but what you didn't see is this side. She's got Ginger the spider on the inner part of the shoe. And I keep looking over, like I'll walk past and think someone's sitting in Will's seat because Fred over here is just taking up space. And it keeps catching me off guard. Fred. Man of little words, I see. Not even gonna stand up for yourself? What kind of person did you bring into my home?
He's shy. He's camera shy.
Yeah. So here's a story for you in regards to trying to get my Manjaro filled. So I went to go fill it at Kroger, which is the pharmacy I've been getting it filled for since April with no problems. It came back that the insurance was going to charge $1,017 for a 1-month supply, and I said, no thank you. So I had them cancel the prescription, put it back into stock, and I called the insurance company. The insurance company said, no, we'll cover it, but you have to get it filled at CVS, and they have to write it for a 3-month supply, and then it'll only be $75, so $25 per month, but it has to be written for a 3-month supply all at once, and you have to switch pharmacies. So I messaged my doctor. I explained to her it needs to be switched to CVS. Please, can you do that? Write it for a 3-month supply so my insurance will cover it. She says, yes, no problem. It's been sent over to CVS. I get on the CVS app and it shows that the prescription is pending. I check it again about an hour later. It says there's an issue with your prescription. We're getting clarification from your doctor for unclear or incomplete instructions on the prescription. So I was like, okay. So I messaged the doctor back because sometimes they don't see the requests that come from the pharmacy. I said, CVS is trying to reach out to you to clarify instructions. Can you please clarify that so that I can pick up the prescription today? So next thing I know, I get a text message from Kroger. Kroger says your prescription has been received, but it's not ready. So I log into the Kroger website for the pharmacy, and it says my Manjaro is sitting there processing or in progress for a 3-month supply with an estimated cost of $25. But it's just an estimation based off what I paid last time. It's not actually showing me what the insurance is going to charge when they actually bill it. So it's a mess. Best case scenario is that Kroger will fill it, the insurance will cover it for either a $25 copay on a 3-month supply or at max a $75 copay on a 3-month supply. Worst case scenario, it's going to say, no, Kroger can't fill it for a reasonable price, so you need to switch it back to CVS, and then I'm going to have to transfer the prescription back to CVS with the proper instructions. I don't know why it has to be so hard. It's always something with my prescriptions, and it doesn't matter what pharmacy I use. It was like this when I used to be a member at CVS, which is why when we moved into our house 2 years ago, we switched pharmacies because Will he merchandised at Kroger, so he was at Kroger every day, so it was easy for him to pick my prescriptions up whenever they were filled because he was there every day that he worked. So we switched to Kroger, but I always have problems there. And now that it's telling me I need to go back to CVS, I don't want to switch all of my prescriptions back to CVS. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I can just get my Manjaro filled at CVS because I don't have an issue with any of my other prescriptions. I don't know why it matters. I pay for insurance. It shouldn't matter what pharmacy I use. I'm so very confused. And I told the kids, please pray that the pharmacy will just fill my prescription without any more hoops to jump through because I'm frustrated. So here it is, 3:30. And I'm waiting to see, it says my prescription should be ready by 4:30. We'll see if that's even accurate. It's usually not. But hopefully it'll go through for the $25 copay for a 3-month supply, and I won't have to worry about switching it or getting it transferred back to CVS. And I can just continue to use Kroger as my pharmacy because that's where all my other medications are filled through. And that's my sob story about my pharmacy and my prescriptions today. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, so literally as I turned the camera off, I had received a message from my doctor saying that the prescription was sent back over to CVS with proper instructions and to let them know if I had any other issues. So I logged into the CVS portal and it says that it can't be filled because it was already filled today and it won't be able to be filled again for 3 more months. So I'm like, okay, so it's obviously tracking that it's been billed to the insurance today from another pharmacy, aka Kroger. So instead of waiting for it to process and go through, I actually just got on the phone with Kroger and I called and said, I have a prescription that's being filled. I know it's not finished yet, but I was wondering what the copay is going to be before I come pick it up. And they looked and they said it's going to be $25. So here's hoping that that's actually what's going to happen and nothing changes between now and the time that it's actually filled and processed. But a 3-month supply for $25 is way better than a 3-month supply for $75. Or a 1-month supply for $1,017. Explain that to me. Why would they rather cover 3 months at a time? What's the difference? I used to work in a pharmacy, so I know how a lot of the inner workings work. But this one confuses me. Why would they want to pay for a 3-month supply more than they would a 1-month supply? You'd think they'd want to get my money every single month versus once every 3 months. I don't know. It's very confusing, but I'll keep you in the loop because now you're invested, aren't you? You're invested. Yeah. So dinner is done. The kids have already eaten. I just made Will's plate. He's about to pull in from work. So I mix 1 pound of ground beef with a package of cilantro lime rice and 1 can of black beans, and that's what we use for our filling. Obviously I had to season the meat with taco seasoning and then mix everything together. All right, so Will is home and look what he brought me. 3-month supply of my medication for $25. Explain that. I'm just glad that it worked out. So glad. No more hoops to jump through, at least for 3 months at this point. Alice has an update for you. Come closer, my dear. So Jacques from the Beetlejuice cartoon, she did the standee cutout a while ago. And then part of the reason that she wanted a skeleton of her very own was so that she could dress it to look like Jacques. She had to borrow one of Will's blue Pepsi shirts because nobody else in the house has a plain blue crop top. And he also doesn't have a beret, but she added his mustache.
What's his
mustache? Oh, hi.
Jack's shorts.
Jackson's shorts, yeah. Very cute, very cute. She keeps leaving him around the house. She left him at the kitchen counter while I was in the kitchen making food for the boys. Oh, what is happening?
His hand is twisted. Oh, there we go.
There you go. Hi. So we are home from AHG and Trail Life. We had a good night. It is currently 8:45, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. But I did want to update on A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking by T. Kingfisher. I am 37% of the way in. It's a shorter book. It's only about 8.5 hours. Can you hear Jacques' bones cracking in the background? Constantly. That's all I hear all day long as she moves him around the house. The book, I am going to DNF. It's not that it's bad. It's just not holding my interest. I find that I'm not enjoying it when I pick it up. Like, not that I'm not enjoying it. I don't know. I hate DNFing a book, but if I'm not enjoying it, I'm not going to spend my time when I could be spending time on one of the other countless books on my TBR list that I want to read. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one quits. But I am still reading Flawless by Elsie Silver on my iPad in bed at night, so I will continue that one this evening. And then I think I'm going to start one called 9-Month Contract by Amy Dawes. It looks like this. Takes a minute for it to focus, sorry. Okay, coming into its own. And then this one is about, it is a fiction, romance, humor. Help wanted. Grumpy mountain man seeks baby mama. Job is incubator position only. Surrogate must be impervious to grunting as the form of communication and nosy brotherly neighbors. Rustic mountain range housing available upon request. I wanted to pummel my irritating brothers when they posted their own version of a wanted to help me with my life. Wanted ad. But I can't fault the results once the right woman lands in my lap. Becoming a single father is not a decision I made lightly. It's the biggest decision of my life. So basically he's looking for a surrogate. She comes into the picture, someone named Trista. He knows she's perfect, and she wears cowboy boots. Wow, no way. Even his pet goat loves her. So it's just kind of a cute little, perfect for fans of Grumpy Sunshine, small town romance, age gap, curvy female main character, and perfect for fans of Megan Quinn and Tessa Bailey, which I just finished that Megan Quinn book last night, gave 5 stars, the Till Summer Do Us Part. Loved it. Again, highly recommend. So I'm going to start this one. I think this will be a fun listen. And then return the baking one, unfortunately. I think I was hoping that the, what is the name? I can't even remember the name of it. Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking would have more of the, like, sourdough starter as part of the storyline, as funny as that sounds, because it kind of does. Like, there's a talking gingerbread man, and, like, she brings dough. She's a wizard of sorts, and she has magic, and she brings, but she can only control dough and bread products. So it had a cute premise to it. I thought it would be like a cozy listen for fall, but it was not doing it for me, unfortunately. So anyway, gonna close this out. Thanks for coming along on another day. Drop a comment, share some love, and I will see you again on the next one. Bye.